Welcome back, kids. You know that feeling when you want to ask a question in English, but you're just not quite sure how to phrase it? Don't worry, you're not alone. Asking questions is one of the most important parts of communication. And in English, we call these special questions interrogative sentences. And in today's video, we will learn how to master interrogative sentences. Let's start with something super simple, a common statement. I am happy. That's a clear feeling. But what if you want to ask someone else if they are happy? How do you change this into a question? In the beginning, this may look a little hard. After all, the English language has so many verbs and tenses, doesn't it? What if I told you there's a super easy trick that helps you get it right almost every time? The real key is to think of it as learning just a few simple verb moves. And here it is. This is the secret. Forget about trying to memorize endless grammar tables. Today we are going to build your question-making toolkit with 4 really powerful techniques you can use in any conversation. Alright, let's dive right in with our first and honestly our simplest tool. This one works for any sentence that has a be verb in it. So we're talking about words like am, is, are, was, and were. It's a really simple 2-step move. First, you spot the be verb in the sentence like is, am, are, was, were. Then you pick it up and move it right to the very beginning of the sentence. That's literally it. The statement, I am happy, to make it a question, first we'll spot be verb. That's am. Now, bring am in the beginning and add a question mark. Am I happy? All we did was flip that be verb to the front. It's so clean, so simple, and it works every time. Let's try some examples. The sentence is, they were hungry. Flip were to the front and it becomes, were they hungry? Next, the sky is blue. Move is to the front and it turns into, is the sky blue? One more, he was absent yesterday. Flip was to the front and we get, was he absent yesterday? See? So simple. Whenever you spot a be verb, just flip it to the beginning to make a question. Alright, let's move on to our next tool. So what happens when a sentence doesn't have one of those be verbs? For example, Seema likes ice cream. Well, that's when we call in some backup, the helper verbs. And always remember a golden rule while using the helping verbs do, does, and did. When we add do, does, or did to the sentence, the main verb, that means the action word, always goes back to its original basic form. So no S or no ED at the end of the verb, just the simple base form of the verb. Let's look at our example again. The statement is, Seema likes ice cream. Since Seema is a singular subject in the present tense, we add does to the front. Watch what happens to likes. It drops the S and becomes like. So it becomes, does Seema like ice cream? Perfect. Another example, he reads a book every day. The question is, does he read a book every day? Notice again, the verb is in its simple form. We use do when the subject is plural or when we have I, you, we, or they in the present tense. For example, the statement is, they play cricket. To make it a question, we bring in do and say, do they play cricket? Another one, I like pizza becomes, do I like pizza? Easy, right? Finally, we have did. This one works for all subjects but only in the past tense. Example, they went to school yesterday. We asked, did they go to school yesterday? We have used the first form go and not went. Another one, she watched a movie, becomes, did she watch a movie? Remember, the verb goes back to its base form. No ed, no extra ending, just the simple verb. For the sentences with have verb, we can technically use that simple flip move we learnt at the start. For example, the statement, we have a pen, can be changed into, have you a pen? Is grammatically correct, but honestly it sounds a bit old-fashioned. In modern, everyday English, we use our do helping verb. So we can write the same sentence as, do you have a pen? He has a pen will become, does he have a pen? And she had a new dress will be, did she have a new dress? So, when has, have, or had shows that someone owns or possesses something, in a sentence, we must ask questions using do, does, or did. And we always use have in the question, never has or had. That's the entire toolkit right there. You know, mastering this skill isn't really just about grammar. It's about communication. It opens up a whole world of conversation, of learning, and of connecting with people. So go out there, get curious, and start asking questions. Thanks for joining.